Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's severe weather update. So we have a very dangerous day of severe weather unfolding across both Texas and Florida, where the Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk of severe weather for north central and northern Texas, as well as central and eastern Florida, in the two orange areas today, including Dallas, Waco, Texas, and Orlando and Melbourne, Florida. We have a slight risk surrounding that in the yellow areas going into western Louisiana, uncovering most of the Florida Peninsula, and a marginal risk across much of the south in the dark green. So let's get into the tornado threat today. I believe there's going to be a dangerous tornado threat setting up across north central Texas today. So the Storm Prediction Center has issued a 10% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location for areas between Waco and Dallas Fort Worth today. And this area is hatched, which means that strong to violent EF2 to EF5 tornadoes are going to be possible in this corridor today. We have a 5% tornado risk surrounding that in the brown and a 2% tornado risk extending into much of Louisiana and southern Mississippi in the green, and we also have a 2% tornado risk across east central Florida. So make sure you're really preparing for tornadoes today. If you live anywhere from Abilene through Waco through Dallas, as I do believe we have a potential to see a destructive day for tornadoes across this area today. I'm going to be showing you the models as to the reasons why I think that. Looking at the damaging wind threat, the damaging wind threat has also increased across Dallas, Waco, where we now have a 30% hatched area for damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location in this red hatched area. So now we could be seeing wind gusts going over 75 miles per hour if you live anywhere from Waco through Dallas through Tyler. We have a 15% wind risk surrounding that in the yellow, 5% chance in the brown, covering much of the south. Also a 15% wind risk across most of the Florida Peninsula, 5% surrounding that. And looking at the hail threat, the hail threat is going to be very destructive today. So now we have a 30% significant hail risk across Waco through Dallas and towards east of Abilene in this red area. And we have a 30% chance of quarter-size hail or larger within 25 miles of a location across this red area in central Florida. And both of these areas are hatched, which means we could be seeing hailstones of golf ball, baseball, softball, tennis ball size today in both of these hatched areas. So if you live anywhere in like Abilene, Wichita Falls, Dallas, Waco, or the yellow and red hatched areas, or Melbourne, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, I would be parking I would be parking your cars in the garage today, as we have a very dangerous hail threat across both of these areas today. We could be seeing gorilla hail across both areas today. Now, taking a look at the Texas threat, I mentioned I am very concerned about potential tornado outbreak across the Dallas-Fort Worth area and near Waco. So looking at the 13ZH model run, we could already have supercells developing as early as 9 a.m. this morning near Abilene and south of Wichita Falls, and maybe even Dallas-Fort Worth. As we go into 10, 11 a.m., we could see giant hail-producing supercells begin to develop west of Fort Worth. And going into noon, we could see these supercells start to become tornadic as they approach the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Going into 1 p.m., now this is concerning, we're showing the HRRR model is showing a large discrete supercell moving into Fort Worth with no other cells around it. So this is, I believe, could pose a dangerous tornado threat for a very populated area today. So take this threat very seriously. If you're living in Dallas-Fort Worth today, going into 2 o'clock, could have a tornadic supercell moving across Dallas with more supercells developing behind it, and they're going to train over Dallas-Fort Worth from 5 o'clock through 6 o'clock, We could also be seeing ginormous gorilla hail in addition to tornadoes across the Dallas-Fort Worth area all afternoon, as multiple supercells could be moving through the area. As we go into 7 p.m., we could be seeing supercells now firing as far south as Austin, Temple, Waco, producing giant hail and tornadoes, as we're not going to have that cap on the atmosphere as we did yesterday. And we could even see a couple of supercells forming in areas of East Texas, near Tyler, near Bryan College Station this afternoon. So be very weather aware if you live anywhere across North and Central Texas this afternoon and evening. Going into 8 o'clock, we're going to be seeing a very powerful mesoscale convective system push across I-35 from Dallas through Waco, with supercells possibly in the Austin area, as well as near Lufkin, producing very large hail and tornadoes potentially. Going into 9 p.m. and 10 p.m., this very strong line of storms producing very strong damaging winds, possibly wind-driven large hail. It's going to push across East Texas into Austin, and then going into 11 and midnight, storms are going to kind of train across the Austin area, going into East Texas, Northwest Louisiana, and as we go into tomorrow around 1 a.m., the storms are going to push south across Southeast Texas and Louisiana, across Austin once again. So let's take a look at some parameters today. Why I think today's severe weather is going to be so bad across Texas in particular. So looking at the surface-based instability, already around 9 o'clock, we're going to be seeing a lot of uncapped atmosphere across south, northern Texas, and Cape between 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. And as we go into the afternoon, the Cape is only going to get higher as we get daytime heating across most of Texas, with a Cape between 2,500 and 4,000 joules per kilogram across south central going into North Texas by noon. And as we go into the afternoon, we're going to be seeing a corridor of 4,000 joules per kilogram, possibly 4,500 joules per kilogram of Cape, moving into central Texas from San Antonio through Austin through Waco and just south of Dallas going into the afternoon. The Cape is going to remain, and then we're going to have the storms in the evening, and that's going to eat up the atmospheric instability. But look how all of this is uncapped. So if you live anywhere across central Texas, I really am concerned about central Texas today for large hail tornadic producing supercells as well, because we have a completely uncapped atmosphere to work with across central Texas. So don't let your guard down in central Texas today either. I'll be parking your cars in the garage if you live anywhere from San Antonio through Austin through Waco as well. So thanks for watching today's severe weather update. Make sure you're preparing for several tornadoes if you live across north, central, and central Texas today. Prepare for very large hail. Park your cars in the garage. Make sure you have your tornado shelter plan in place today, as I think today is going to be a very dangerous day for both large hail and tornadoes across central and north Texas. We also, in Florida, park your cars in the garage today, as we have a very dangerous hail threat for your area as well, especially in areas like Orlando and Melbourne. Thanks for watching today's severe weather update. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day, my friends.